start with the SQL injection and with the tackle operator level 6 series. So the level 6 series, it's all about double query injection attack. So first of all, we have an ID is equal to parameter value, and we are going to use advanced Hagvar for pen testing part. So let's try to enumerate the ID is equal to one parameter. So as per the error handling, we're going to use the /. And over here, we can see an error. And we can see the value has been encapsulated with a double quote. So let's try to balance the query first of all. Cool. Now we can see that the parameter 1, the ID, the value 1 is encapsulated with the double quotes. So let's balance the query with the minus minus plus to comment out the right hand query. So it's saying you are in. So it's not saying any error. So what are we going to do? We're going to ask server an error-based questions. So over here, we're going to see error double query injection. So in the bottom side, you can see double query based. You can see error-based SQL injection, get the version, get the version, get the database, tables, columns, and data. But over here, we're going to try some different methodologies. For example, see this lesson of the SQLI map, that there are lots of different kinds of attacks over there. Double injection, error-based SQL injections, blind-based SQL injections, and your double base. So it was single code and it was double code. There is no difference between that. And you can see this was a double code. For this code, for this one, I'm going to load the URL section on my Hagvar. So let's load the URL, and over here we're going to place our payload. So I'm going to go to the error base and I'm going to select the double query based SQL injection to get the version first. So when I click this one, let's talk about the statement first of all. And statement to AND operator. So select one from select count asterisk select congruent version. Okay, this is important part, the version. From the information schema dot tables limit 01. See this one. This is important part. We get the limit. So let's try to execute this one. So I can see the version is my this Ubuntu 5.0.1. Let's try to enumerate the limit function. I'm going to use 1. No, if you simply limit the function, there is only one version available over there. The limit function of 0 is basically used for first table name or first column. First table name, first row. So we can see the version over here. But if I write database, then will it execute? Yes, it's executing with the security we can see. Let's try a limit function to enumerate more. No, there is only one. Let's try that we know the version of the database server. Let's try something else. For example, we're going to try to find some more queries. Like let's try it over here. Let's get the database. So we can see that they're going to use the same thing. There's no changes over there. So if you execute, you will see challenges. The first database was challenges because they're going to use the limit function to override their query. See over here. So over here, I'm going to change the limit function. Let's try 2. dbwa. So we can move each and every limit function to extract the first database with the rows. Metasploit. Fourth one, MySQL. Fifth one, you have to use that one which we want to look for. Sixth one, security. So we can see there is a security table over there. So what we can do, we gonna place our payload again over here, and this time we're gonna use table names to extract. So it will ask me again this database name. So the database name was security. Let's execute. We can see emails. Let's try the limit function to 1. Referrer 2. We can see AU agent 3. Users. So let's try the users table. Again, we can execute a payload from the double base query, and I can select the column names. So you have to write the security users table. Yes. Let's try to execute the table users form. We can see ID. So in this scenario, I have to change the limit function to enumerate more and more. Can you see limit function anywhere else over here? There were 2 limit functions. Let's try this one. Yes, we can execute. We can enumerate more and more users. See, you should know which parameter value you are extracting. That's the main point. So over here, we can try we get the usernames and passwords. So what we can do, we can try the data. So for that, I'm going to use the security. The table name was users, and the column names were username, comma, password. Is it okay? Yeah. Let's execute this one. Okay, so we have an error. And what is the error? You have an error in your SQL syntax. So where is the problem over here? Let's try it again. So the database name was security. It was a user table name. It was a username, comma, password. Again, we having an error. So where is the error over here? So we over here they're gonna use. Let's try. Okay, let me try one more time. Before that, let's try the columns. It was security, users tables. So execute. Okay, there's an ID parameter. Let's try one. Username. Okay, it was username proper. Data entry was username. And the second one, we can see password. So okay, so we have we have 2 columns. I'm going to use username and password. So let's delete this one first, and WS query, get the data. So we should write security first of all. Then we can write users. In the username, we can extract username, comma, password. Let's try this one. Still, we are seeing having an error. Rand forms table unit 1. Okay, this is cool. Okay, why are we not getting the payload over here? Get the version, get the columns, get the data. Security. Users, let's try password. Okay. Dump. Okay, the password is running. So where is password over here? Okay, this is the password. So let's try limit 1. Then what? Okay, I can see the passwords characters. Let's replace with this one with the username parameter. Now it's working fine. So in this case, we have to do one by one all the password parameters to extract. But in this case, both the parameter was not working properly. So we have to extract this one with a single value. So error-based SQL injection or double-based SQL injection is basically where we put some random kind of errors to ask some queries from the server side, and it will reflect the queries on the back end of the server because we put some questions on the server side, and there are many ways that we can extract. In this scenario, what we can do, we can try something else. As I told you, if you have ID is equal to parameter value, the bland SQL injection works the fine. If you see over here, the bland SQL injection, where a server in the injection is a type of SQL injection that asks the database in the true and false questions and determine the answer based on the application response. This makes exploiting the SQL injection vulnerability more difficult but not impossible. So we can ask some questions to the server side. So over here, what we can see, the prevention and the attack phase. What is the main difference between an SQL injection and a bland SQL injection? There's a totally different thing. A normal SQL injection is closely similar to bland SQL injection. The only difference is the bland SQL injection will not display any error messages. See, the bland SQL injection will not show any error messages from the database server, warning that your SQL syntax is not correct. You have to ask true and false questions and watching the response in the other hand. So that's why we can see we can use lots of other functions. For example, we're going to try to bypass the post SQL injection part, the post phase. So let's try with the backslash, and I can see there is an error with a single quote value. So before that, I'm going to go visit a website called SQL Authentication Bypass Cheat Sheet. You can try to make a copy of the text. You can copy all these words in a text file, and you can use intruder to perform a authentication bypass in your login form. For example, I'm going to use a universal key over here. So over here, we're going to use blind SQL injection, but the main objective will be our single quote to balance the query, or function 1 is equal to 1 minus minus space, or we can use single quote or function 1 is equal to 1 hash. You can see you have to balance the query. So over here, let's copy this one and let's check to the browser. And we can see that the successfully has been logged in with the username dump and password dump. Because the server side is not sanitizing the client request from the browser side. It's basically executing any of the requests which is from client to server. And I can see that we can simply dump the query, and we can see the data is over there in a proper manner way. Or what else we can try? We can try more things. For example, there are many ways that we can perform. If you find any of the parameter value, you can try to find the loopholes on the server side also. ID is equal to 1, if you find something valuable data, a vulnerable data, it can be used in many ways. For example, you can use the sleep function as it given over here, the blind SQL injection for sleep function. And we can see we are using a single code to balance the query, and to join a query side, select star from the select statement which sleeps 25 seconds. So let's you copy this one. Let's try it not 25 seconds, only 5 seconds, so it's okay. So if it sleeps over there, it will simply put a result. It's showing you are in. Okay, let's try the lesson 1, I guess, on the parameter value. Okay, in the parameter value, when we put lesson 1, we can see that it's slipping. Because lesson 1 was an error-based explanation as per the data. In this advanced hack bar, there are lots of other things you can perform. Single quote, double quotes, double base. There are lots of other things that you can perform over here. Or the most important thing, you can use SQL map for that. The best training, if I talk about, you can use SQL map. For example, if you take any of the websites, it can be usable. For example, you can either use this parameter value if it's vulnerable or not. So single quote or double quotes depend on the parameter categorize. You can use this one for SQL map to enumerate. The automation part is the important thing. SQL map -u, the URL and the parameter value with -dbs to database to extract. The backend database is MySQL, DBMSX. Yes, try this one. For remaining tests, do you want to include all the tests for MySQL extending provide level 1 and level 1? Yes, why not? So we can see over here, they're going to try each and every statement of SQL to execute the query. And one more, it will take some time. You can see get parameter is vulnerable. Do you want to test the other things? I say no. And you will see the databases over there. You can use any of the database which you want. TKWiki, MySQL, and other things. Let's try the security only right now. With the capital D to represent with the database to use, and -, tables to enumerate the table names from the database. Let's see the capital T to use a specific table name. So I'm going to use users with the -, columns. We can see IDs, parameter values, and lots of other things. Username, comma, password, and I'm going to use the dump function. Why I'm using a dump function? I'm going to extract the database on that server, and we can see all the table, all the things over here one by one. But I can see there was admin also. So automation tools is the important part. So in this scenario, either you can use the manual hack bar way, or either you can use the SQL map over here. And through the SQL map, you can use it in various ways. Data manipulation, cookies, random agent, user agent. You can use user agent for this one. Proxy, Tor. There's lots of other things that you can use. But for the important thing is to learn the basic concept of SQL injection. So this was your training session of your injection part, but there is lots of other things you should learn. The best platform for learning this thing, I told you about the security idiots and W3 school. Thank you.